the Willow celebration is up next. And outside of the main event segment, I mean, I certainly felt like this was like one of the big highlights of the entire show. There's
Yeah.
lots of confetti. Crowd is chanting, "You deserve it." And, they tell us she is the first AEW Women's Triple Crown winner. And at this reaction from this crowd, Willow looked legitimately emotional. She's kind of
Yeah.
like you could hear her welling up and having to hold back the tears. At one point, she mentions the makeup team put a lot of work into this,
We're
so
gonna
don't make
miss.
me cry. It's
Mhm.
incredibly endearing, and she says all of this is surreal and talks about her doubters. She said people would look at a girl that looks like her and never thinks that she could be champion, but apparently nobody else in the audience thought that way because they seem to be very happy about her being champion. She, over the past year, has won the tag titles. She beat Monet for the TBS title. And then she got hurt and she was taken to a dark place. But she credits good old mom Jill for digging her out, and this crowd starts chanting, "Mom." She says her mom calls her her warrior princess and told her that she had two options: stay down or fight. And this crowd even starts chanting warrior princess.
Mhm.
So Willow says she fought and got into the gauntlet, then fought a dangerous, toxic champion. She then looks at the camera and says, "If life has been kicking you around, don't give up and keep fighting and keep pushing through because sometimes the comeback is better than the dream." Your thoughts on the Willow portion of the segment, first of all?
Just solid gold. And clearly, there were a lot of signs in the audience for Willow. People were looking forward to seeing her. She got a very hot reaction on Sunday. And this was like, she is one of these people who could just come out and effortlessly win people over because she is that likable. And this is, it seems like such a simple thing but it really works for her. It seems so genuine. Like you said, she was legitimately choked up. So she feels real when she's being the sort of the nice, happy girl. And I think people are super happy for her. There are a lot of AEW fans who remember her showing up every week on Dark, either for matches or sitting in the audience during the COVID era tapings when they just had other wrestlers around. And the sort of long journey, it felt like it took a long time for her to actually get signed, like to officially get the graphic. And then just, there were a lot of fans of the company who are very invested in her because they feel like they've sort of seen every stage of her growth and how incredibly far she's come. I thought that she was solid gold here.
Yeah. I do wonder if like Tony Storm wasn't out of the picture, would Willow get the spot?
It's hard to say because I find that Tony, like, she was on a whole other level within that division. And so not just like in terms of like, yeah, in terms of the character, in terms of the reactions that she was getting, I would like to think that they would have found other things for Tony to do because sometimes keeping your biggest stars away from your world titles can be as effective as putting the titles on them. Like,
Yeah, certainly. Like if you're looking to use the Wembley stage to make somebody new like this, she feels like the best candidate, and this crowd only completely confirmed that. I was somebody who thought maybe you throw Tekla into this feud because, like, I just
yeah.
think like the personality would be ramped up that much more. You saw from tonight's interaction with Willow and Monet that
Yeah.
they were certainly fine on their own, and
Yeah.
yeah,
I really hope that they have something big for Tekla because she absolutely deserves it. Like in the absence of Tony Storm, Tekla has emerged as like someone who could carry that division with her personality. She deserves a good match at All In. We'll see what happens, but yeah, I'm fine with just the pairing, like the pairing being Willow versus Mercedes.
So out comes Mercedes, and she immediately gets a ton of boos for crashing this party. This crowd loves Willow so much that like they are booing Mercedes, like some of the loudest like heel reactions that I think
Yeah.
we've heard against her. So she comes out with the all-in contract, and Willow signs it on Monet's chest. Monet shoves her, a little bit of physicality there. Willow, and then they start talking here. Willow says, "Monet, are you angry because because you didn't get attention for 5 seconds? Or is it because you remember that I beat you for that TBS championship? Or is it that she has one title, the one title that Monet cannot have? Monet takes the mic and says the thing that she hates the most about Willow is not her smile, not the fact that people love her. It's that her name is always somehow attached to her story. She got injured against Willow when she, in that New Japan match, of course, that halted her career. She had to fight Willow when she came into AEW. She lost her great TBS title reign also to Willow, and there are shut the fuck up chants at Monet. She says Willow would be nothing without her. These people only chant your name because you're sitting across the ring from me. And she wants Willow to acknowledge that Monet made her and gave her the greatest moments of her career. She then pie faces Willow. They argue a little bit more. And this is when Divine Dominion come out to intimidate Willow, leading to a 3-on-1 attack. Willow is laid out with the bow down, leading to the Brawling Birds to come out to make the save. And this match was also announced for Collision. Or is it next week? Or was it next week? Let me just double check.
It's next week. Next week.
Oh, yeah, next week. Willow and Brawling Birds versus Monet and Divine Dominion. So, yeah. I thought Monet sounded great. I mean, listen, against this backdrop of like, you know, like this incredible audience that was there to certainly like support Willow and boo Monet, like you can say it was a little bit easy, but I thought Monet just like really sounded great too. And she gave us some great explanation about why this feels personal to her, between her and Willow. It's not just about the championship.
Well, and this is ultimately why you couldn't just have the match be Mercedes versus Tekla at all. And you needed this. It is it is remarkable that she's right. Their careers are now inextricably linked. Willow's the person who benefited immediately from Mercedes' injury. She is the person who lost that belt to her when Mercedes entered the company. She's the person who took the title back from her. Like these two women are like this is a feud that could go on for years. And you can keep sort of coming back to it because it's only going to get more sort of layered and complex. I thought that they were, as I said, Willow, incredibly likable. Mercedes is she is to me always better as a heel. I think that she can be a babyface, but she does this sort of that arrogant, contemptuous heel role so well. And this was one of the best iterations of it. I thought just killer segment. And if there were any lingering doubts about whether this was the right move, the sequence, this segment just eliminated them.
This feels like, coming off of this segment, it feels incredibly hot and certainly feels like one of the you could say co-main events, you know, of the evening. Provided these sort of reactions keep up with them throughout the build up to Wembley, and I certainly hope it does, because this was Willow at her best. I would argue it was Mercedes at her best too in this talking segment. So heavily recommended here.
It's July on the Post Wrestling Cafe, and that means our extensive G1 coverage begins starting July 11th. We're going to have reviews of every single G1 card right up to and including the finals in the middle of August. Plus, Rewind Away takes a look at 2 episodes of Heels. We're also going to be going back to 2005 for a review of WrestleMania 21, and it is the start of our double shot episodes covering this season of Dark Side of the Ring. Plus, we are going to dive into the 3rd season of WWE Unreal. All that and so much more can be yours by signing up to the Post Wrestling Cafe. It gets you XL editions of Rewind to Raw, Dynamite, and SmackDown, Collision Course on a weekly basis, MCU later, and so much more.